Hello everybody. I hope you had a good weekend. Hopefully you got to enjoy the good weather on Sunday and spend some time outside, maybe with family, maybe with your animals if you have them. We are done our unit on percent and ratio, and we'll be moving on to a new unit on fractions. And some of this information is already stuff we've covered, so it should be pretty easy for all of you. If you would like to write some notes in your key tab, that is up to you. You can pause the video when I move over to the notes that I'm going to be using, and I'll be reviewing them as soon as I switch over. So if you want to grab your key tab, now is the time. Alrighty, let's take a look here. So a fraction is defined as a number used to name part of a whole or part of a set. Now, a fraction always has a numerator and a denominator. So the numerator tells the number of equal parts shown, and a denominator tells the number of equal parts in one total. So here is a diagram that shows 3/4, the 3 equal parts out of 4 total parts. That's an easy one. Now we also have an improper fraction, and we've seen those. This is where the numerator is greater than its denominator. So an example being 7/4. The numerator being 7, denominator is 4. So the numerator is the larger number, 7 equal parts. The denominator is the smaller number, 4 total parts. So here's a diagram to show this. We have, I'm just going to uncover that and we'll read it over together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections, and each of these is broken up into quarters. So you have 7 as your numerator, 4 as your denominator, being what those are broken up into. Now, since the denominator is 4, I'm just going to move this up. Since the denominator is 4, there are 4 total parts in each of our diagrams. However, the numerator is 7. This is bigger than one group of 4, but not bigger than 2 groups of 4. Therefore, we need 2 holders of 4. 1, 2, with 1 full and 3 in the other one. So that's what an improper fraction looks like. So what I'd like you to do is in your math key tab, draw me sections or fractions 5/8 and an 11/7, please, using the examples from above. Pause the video to do that. All right, hopefully you had a chance to do that. Here is just one example that will show 5/8, or 5/8, 5/8. 5/8 sections are shaded in. And here's an example of an improper fraction, 11/7. So I have 2 groups of 7 sections each. In the first group, all 7 are shaded in. And in my second group, there are 4 shaded in to make that add up to 11/7. The next thing we'll look at are mixed numbers. So this is a number where you have a whole number and a fraction. So example being 2 whole and 3/4. So 2 sections where all 4, because that's our denominator, all 4 are shaded in, and our last and final one has 3 of the 4 shaded in. So this is signified as 2, 1, 2, because that's 2 whole ones, and 3/4. Now, here's something we've worked at before. We've changed our improper fractions, or our mixed numbers, into improper fractions. So if you recall in the past, I've taught you that you take your denominator, times it by your whole number, and then add your numerator. So 4 times 2 would be 8, plus the 3 is 11. So that's how we would change a mixed number into an improper fraction. So this is where our numerator is larger than our denominator, which is something we just covered. Now, if we could please practice in your key tab writing the following mixed numbers as improper fractions. Remember, you're going to take your denominator, times it by your whole number, 5 times 1, 5, plus your numerator. So 5 times 1 plus 3. And it will be a number over your original denominator, just like we ended up with this denominator being the same as it was up here. So give those 3 a try, pause the video, and come back to me. Alrighty, here are our answers, and this may help you know what we're doing. So with this one, we took our 5 times 1 plus 3, which will give us 8 over 5. One group of 5 plus 3. And with this one, 8 times 2, 16, plus that numerator, 5, is 21 over 8, which was our original denominator. And 6 groups of 3, so 6 times 3 is 18, plus the numerator is 2, so 18 plus 2 is 20 over 3. So that is how we're changing mixed numbers into improper fractions. Let's go the other way. Can you please change these improper fractions into mixed numbers where we have a whole number and a numerator with the denominator? Try those 3, please. Pause the video. Alrighty, here we go. For 12 sevenths, we should have ended up with 1 and 5 sevenths. And 14 fourths would be 3 and 2 fourths. 38 ninths will be 4 and 2 ninths. So if you remember when we did these with our daily math, we would figure out how many times 7 went into 12, which should be once. And then what is left over if we go 12 minus 7? That gives us our 5. You can also draw pictures. 12, I drew my 12 dots, and I first took out 7 to see how many were left over, because I have one group of 7 and 5 were left over. 1 and 5 sevenths, because we know we have one big group of 7 in there because it's an improper fraction. This one we had 3 groups of 4 and 2 left over. So I could have drawn 14 little circles and drawn my 3 groups of 4 to see that there was 2 left over. And here we would have had 4 groups of 9 with 2 left over. Hopefully that makes sense for everyone. And I will give you a bit of some Khan Academy stuff to try, and that'll be it for today. Bye-bye all.